What's up, weaves? Welcome back to Anime Lane, podcast where we take you down the yellow brick road of anime and have a look at everything it has to offer. As always, I'm your host, Notorious. Joined me once again today is Shaun.
Hello.
And Melina.
Hello.
At this point, I'm testing if you actually are just going to follow what I say.
Wow.
That was a test and you failed.
Yes.
Welcome to the last episode of season 2.
And what a way to end
show. What a way to end.
What season it's been.
So if you've been following the show for a while, you'll know that last year at the start of this season, we did an award show for season 1. Going forward, it's probably going to end up being the last episode.
Makes more sense.
Makes more sense.
Yeah, it feels more definite of like a finale.
With us transitioning to weekly episodes, it sort of made sense for us to bring it forward.
Yeah.
And just sort of like soft launch into weekly episodes rather than hit season 3 and the film.
Yeah.
You know, we've tested the waters with it, doing EX cuts over like Christmas time where we had episodes coming out every week, and it worked.
Yeah, it did work.
Yeah, it works better for us.
Yeah. So yes, last year we did an award show for season 1 where we have a list here.
Yeah, if you want to check that out, check it out here. Can we get like the eye in like the corner or something? Can we do that?
We can do it.
You just don't want to.
Yeah. The cards specifically to me are really functionally ass
Okay.
on YouTube Studio.
Yeah,
End screens, amazing. I've set it up so every time I upload a video, I just go
automatically.
end card, import from video, last episode, and it just adds it.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Cards are, I can't fathom them.
Okay, so just pretend it's there and then find it yourself.
Yeah.
You can find it. Don't worry about
At
it.
one point in time, I'm sure they made sense, but as with every YouTube feature,
It just degrades over time.
yes. Sometimes I question if I've added things to the right playlist, which, you know.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, last time we had, and now we have a list of stuff where we're gonna go through and hand out best worst awards for the season. So I'm thinking this time we'll start with the worst, because I feel like this season it was a little harder.
Yeah, I only have a few of the worst stuff.
Yeah. One was easy. No, 2 of them were easy. 2 of them were difficult. So we have here worst film, worst animation, worst music, and worst story. 2 of them, worst film, worst story for me, Himigoto, 100%,
Yeah.
no questions asked. I knew that's what was going in there.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, that was sort of tied for me on like another one.
So
Yeah.
what was your other one?
Harlock.
Agreed.
Okay, no, fair enough. I get
Harlock
that.
just
For
killed
worst
me.
story,
Mm,
I
yeah.
have that one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have that as worst story. For worst story, I actually have a 3-way tie.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, 4-way actually.
Oh,
I didn't write
shit.
down
Damn.
Himigoto, but it is in there.
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
And that was Harlock, Midnight Eye 2, and Columbus Files.
Oh, okay.
Because Columbus
okay.
Files falls off the fucking rails.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
But I always still keep Lupin for dumb fun.
Yeah, like
Because I'll enjoy it even if it's bad.
I still
It's
had
more-
enjoyment
yeah.
from Columbus Files, but like as a story, I had to agree it was just
Yeah.
not good.
But yeah, for overall worst film, even if it's a fucking series, I don't care. I think we all agree Himigoto
Yeah,
missed
absolutely.
the fucking mark.
That's the thing is,
It
like,
wasn't itchy.
Yeah. No.
that's the thing about this list is that it was written for last season where we hadn't covered TV shows yet.
No.
So we
That's
kind of have to
fine.
keep in
Yeah,
mind
yeah.
that
Yeah.
it's worst entry, I guess we
Yeah, yeah.
could call
Yeah.
it now. Because we've covered TV, we've covered OVA, obviously movies and stuff. So we've expanded our reach a little bit this season. And I feel like this season we didn't really watch anything like, other than Himigoto, like egregiously bad.
Yeah,
no,
like there was not any absolute stinkers.
No,
it was
like, it
more just
was-
like
Yeah.
Last year it was Dragon Dentist and Spirits Within were like the
Oh,
fodder
God,
for
yeah.
our worst entries.
Yeah.
Whereas this year I feel there was
Himigoto.
nothing other than Himigoto that stood out that way.
I
Yeah.
will say
And
this is
Himigoto was like a completely different kettle of fish.
yeah, not just because we've brought up Spirits, but this is a very small thing I want to bring up. Having now actually gotten more into Final Fantasy over the last year, that film's gotten worse.
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. It's terrible. So worst animation was another hard one. Again,
Yeah.
nothing egregiously bad.
Everything we've watched this year has felt competent in animation
Yeah.
at the very
Yeah.
least.
Like for worst animation, I'm trying to think. We had Spirits Within,
Yep.
I believe, and also one of the Lupins, just because it was a bit much.
Mystery of Mama, I think you put.
Yeah, because
I
it
think-
was visually, it would flash a bit,
Mhm.
but I don't think there was anything egregiously bad to
I-
the point where it remained.
I remember.
Yeah.
I think I might have put one of the Gundam movies last year as like worst.
Oh
animation.
yeah, because the
Oh.
first one or two had like a lot of repeating.
yeah
stuff.
backgrounds and stuff, and I noticed that, and
Yeah.
it really took me out.
Yeah, once you notice that, it takes
Yeah.
you out.
Yeah. For me, the way I looked at it in the end was that I've put Himigoto,
Mhm.
and the reason for that is because even Oshinoko, another TV series, had like substantially higher production
Oh,
value.
yeah,
Absolutely.
no, absolutely.
But I also understand why Himigoto doesn't have higher production value. It was like what,
Mhm.
a 5-minute episode, 12,
Yeah.
5 minutes per episode, 12 episode season.
Mhm.
It wasn't gonna be
No.
a high budget primetime show. But at the same time,
Could have tried a bit harder.
yeah,
yeah, I'd say it's competent, but it's not,
It's just not as good as everything else.
no, it doesn't
Yeah.
leave a mark.
No.
That's the way I
It's very just sort of standard.
yeah.
anime
So
show.
so worse, but in the sense of that, it's just sort of standard.
Yeah.
yeah. It's nothing special.
It is
Yeah.
the base.
Yeah.
hmm What about you guys?
I had nothing for worst animation. I thought
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
about it, and nothing really stood out to me.
No, that's fair. It's been a pretty strong season for that.
Yeah, because everything had its distinct style. If it was weird, it was because it's a style.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So there was nothing I could like fault on it.
Yeah.
And like last season, we had Promare, which was so different
Mhm.
from everything, and the animation was amazing. And we've all like I don't want to say we had nothing that even stood out like Promare did.
Mm.
Some bits of some films, yes, but to have
Yeah.
it overall feel so different.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll-
like very
we'll get
stylistic.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
we'll talk about that when we get to the best stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because there is something I will say for the best animation that I think did stand out.
I
but
I have like a couple up there, but like there's one that stands
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
above
we'll
the
get
rest.
it's gonna be
We'll
very
get
funny if it's
there.
very different.
yeah.
I don't-
Worst
Music.
music.
Worst music.
I said I said Harlock because I cannot fucking remember the soundtrack.
Fair.
Did I say my worst animation?
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm bringing it because I don't think I did. But the thing I had to actually ask you because I was very much the same as Melina. I couldn't think of like anything, but I also did put in like Himigo.
Yeah.
Just because for your same reasoning, it's the base.
Yeah.
Whereas everything else had like was a bit more exceptional. Even like if we didn't like the movie, we could have said the animation was good.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No,
Now
it's cool. So yeah, for worst music, it was Harlock for me, and it, I don't remember any of the soundtrack, but also when we covered Galaxy Express as well, and both movies had like stand out.
yeah, I still
soundtracks.
remember the main theme from
Mhm.
Galaxy Express clear as day.
And we talked about how Harlock has like a similar like philosophy behind its production, yet the soundtrack I can't remember any of it.
Same. That's I honestly did the same thing for the exact same reason. I could not remember a single piece.
Yeah, so that was for me. What about you?
I again didn't put anything because nothing stood out as being bad.
That's fair. I was close to doing that. It was only when
Yeah.
I really thought of like looked over them. I was like, Harlock specifically feel like it should have had a soundtrack that's memorable, and it
Yeah.
didn't. So that's why I put it there.
Though I understand putting it there, but I looked at it more. I want it to be bad to put it forward.
Yeah.
Because it's just non-memorable. I understand why you would put it,
Yeah.
of course. But yeah, then I do agree that Harlock was just the music didn't help it in
No.
any way, and music is meant to kind of uplift and
Yeah.
heighten the sensation, and it was just kind of that's there,
Yeah.
that's it.
Like if you can't remember it, you can't even confidently say it was bad.
Bad,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't remember it.
Mhm.
Exactly.
But I think that's a mark of a bad soundtrack.
Yeah, it's definitely a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Um.
it's hard to fully feel justified in saying, "Oh, it's bad." because
Yeah,
you can't
I think it's the
remember it.
worst in the sense that like functionally it should, like Melina says, uplift and complement the movie.
Yeah, really enhance the experience.
Yeah, and like you can listen to it outside of the movie and go, oh, these are good pieces, but if they don't do anything for the movie and don't leave a lasting impact within that movie, it's not a good soundtrack. That's how
Yeah.
I view it anyway.
and I'd say
That's
you're
good,
right to say
Yeah. So Did you?
I didn't have any other like worst. I do have one more worst thing that I did add, and that was just like the whole worst use of Fujiko. Because we sort of did that last year, but it was hard to do that because we only watched 2 Lupins.
Yeah, I took that out of this list I sent because I was like, we didn't watch many.
Yeah,
So
Lupin
this year.
I put that more as like a joke sort of answer, and I was just like, well, Columbus.
Yeah.
Because she's not
Bolt.
Fujiko.
Then done.
Most
Yeah.
of it. So that's easy.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I literally put in brackets, that was easy. And obviously, best use of Fujiko is dragon by default.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
So do we want to work our way up the list from here and then get to the bests at the top?
Yeah,
or-
I think that's a good idea.
So next on my list, I don't know if you guys have customized yours and added stuff in. I've got most divisive.
I think
Yeah.
I put it in the same order that was just in
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
the comedy days.
So
We all know.
it was Pompo.
Yeah.
It was absolutely pompo.
Much like Promare last year, it's Pompo this year.
I
100%.
listened back to that episode just like about a
Oh, I
month ago,
hated
and
it.
wow, yeah, we got into a debate
Yeah.
to the point where I was apologizing, like, I'm sorry if I feel like your opinion is
Yeah.
invalid.
No, we were both
remember.
like, look, we're not like
I remember.
attacking you. It was
Yeah,
like,
it's just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
You guys were bashing it up.
Yeah. yeah.
But like Pompo will make another feature on my best. I will.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
You're trying to redeem yourself over there?
No, because I gave
'Cause
it,
you're
like, good
wrong.
points. I gave it points where I thought it was good, and we'll get to it. But I think every season will have one.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, 100%.
Honestly,
yeah.
I hope we do because it's always so funny to listen
Yeah.
back to.
Like last season, we had Wolf Children.
Yeah,
Which-
that was another
yeah.
one. That was another contender
Yeah.
for most divisive.
I kind of really hope that this year it's not you that's this like
I love hearing that. It was bullshit. It was the
Yeah.
worst thing.
one of these days I want it to be like either you or me that has like
Yeah.
the dissenting voice.
I think that's the weird thing is like the hard part for me is that we're picking a lot from my like
Yeah.
collection.
Because you're most
yeah.
You are the
well-versed.
senpai.
and
Yeah.
outside of like at this point like a handful of things,
Mhm.
I don't own a lot that's like legitimately I find
Mhm.
bad.
Because why would you get that?
Yeah,
why would I
you?
own it? Yeah. I will say I went out of my way to buy Spirits Within knowing how bad it was.
Well, that's just because it's Final
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Um
There's still reason for you to consume it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'll buy like the fucking 80s Mario movie at some point.
But that's
Even
a
if
good
it's not-
movie.
I mean, yeah, look, it's a masterpiece,
Yes.
but like functionally, it's not.
So I think it might come one day where I'm the dissenting voice in that I liked something that you guys really didn't like.
Yeah.
I can't
I
wait
think
for
that's
that.
the only that's the only way I can see me being the dissenting voice.
It's gonna be a Gundam thing or something.
I
You'll
will
destroy.
I will cry. I will break down.
You're likely to get me to like it.
That's true.
I'm very much like, even if someone else likes it, if I don't like it, I don't like it.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's
I'm not gonna change my
Yeah,
well,
opinion.
yeah,
no,
that's
that's fair.
I'd say that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I can see both for you guys why you liked it.
Mhm.
I can understand it. Just didn't hit.
That's
me.
just
Yeah.
a taste thing.
Yeah.
I think we know that if we cover mech stuff, it's gonna be kind of
Because it-
divisive.
yeah.
We remember
it doesn't-
Promare.
Yeah.
We fucking love
Yeah.
Promare.
it's just for me. It's one of those things where I'm like, it doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't heighten anything for me.
I think it's
just
for
the
guys,
story.
you know. It's
Mm.
like you put a big fucking robot in there.
Where my love triangles out.
Where's the
my bullshit?
romance?
No, that's the thing. There's usually a love triangle in mech shows.
Why? They're
Yeah, but
like,
it's
"We
not
must-
good."
We must appeal to the 3 females. Yeah.
Well, no, the big audience for Gundam back in the day was the female
Dimension,
fan. Yeah,
yeah.
the Fujoshis. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. They were obsessed with Char and Bright, I think.
That makes
Wow,
sense.
man.
Yeah. A lot of shipping for Amuro and Char. Like, it doesn't make sense for the original,
Yeah.
like, first Gundam.
Honest-
It makes sense.
Even
as it
just
goes
from the
on.
original, I can see there's a fan base
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just
Uh,
purely on the protagonist and antagonist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it gets
yeah.
way more
Classic.
heightened in Zeta.
Oh, cool.
And
Oh,
then
there's
by
so much
by Char's
tension.
counterattack, like Jesus Christ, the fandom there. Oh my god.
I look
Yeah.
forward to it.
But yeah, most divisive.
Has to be
100%
Pompo.
Pompo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy,
Yep.
easy.
No debate on that one.
There was
funnily
nothing
enough.
like last year. We had Promare and we had Wolf Children, but
Yeah.
this year I think it was solely Pompo.
Just Pompo, yeah.
Yeah. There have been like small bits where I'm like, I just didn't like the story, or oh, this
Yeah.
particular thing didn't hit.
But
as
usually
well for
we'll
me.
get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like usually, if I really don't like something, it's either like it was so perverted or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
if you guys loved Himagota, I would have had a fucking
No.
problem.
No. Yeah. You should, if that happened, you should have called us.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't see what the problem is.
Like, smack some fucking sense into us at that point.
Imagine if I loved Himagota.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God,
You'd have
offensive.
been the problem.
Yeah, you'd have absolutely been the problem.
Uh, so Fever Dream, I've got Paprika.
Yeah, it has to be my
It
boy
has to
Cole.
be. Yeah.
I don't know. For my Fever Dream, I had Dragon of Doom.
Okay.
And just because it's chaotic whenever we talk about it, it's the week we watched the two cities, because I will never be able to differentiate them, and they're just so fucking weird.
Yeah.
that both stories have also just mingled in my mind, and the only way I can't differentiate them is like, the one with this naked spider lady.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The other one.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So that's just a fever dream, as in when I think
The
about
one
that
with
week.
Memphis, Tennessee.
What was your fever dreams?
My fever dream was also Paprika.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
get Paprika.
It had to. It had to be
yeah.
a con movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Fair,
And
yeah.
I really like Tokyo Godfathers and
Mhm.
Millennium Actress was season 1. Right?
Perfect Blue and Millennium Actress for season 1. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
because we watched Millennium Actress first, I think. For the
Yeah, we watched it for the Valentine's episode.
Which, that worked so well.
Ah.
But
Ah.
yeah, it had to be them. And out of the two we watched this season, it had to be Paprika.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that literally was a fever dream.
Mhm.
That was the plot.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been anything else.
How
Yeah.
different season 2 is that we did a Valentine's episode in season 1. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck were we doing?
Look,
Yeah.
it just happened that it was coming out
Yeah,
around that time.
that's true.
And we saw an opportunity.
Yeah,
We-
we were just like, sure, why not?
It really does show that we did not know what the fuck we were doing in season
No.
1, though.
Oh, but that was
was
so
beautiful.
fun though.
There was some beauty in it, but haven't handled.
I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah,
but,
no,
it was fun to do once.
Yeah. I'm glad we're in a more
Structured.
structured place. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All it cost,
Remember when
all
I
it
was
cost was
fucking-
nap.
I only thought about this morning because I was checking YouTube Studio and saw that like most of the ones I recorded solo had like a couple of views in the last 48 hours. One, I'm thinking, why?
Yeah.
And two, I was also thinking, man, I'd never think about doing that ever again.
No, it feels
Mm.
so detached from
Yeah.
where we are now.
It was a necessary thing I had to do at the time because
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
hadn't, for some reason, there is a lot of things we've done that logically we think back on and go, why didn't we fucking do that
Yeah.
in the first place?
I think it's because at the time, like, we were sort of moving from the show from like being like, because we started these really as like a college project.
yeah,
At first.
we
were
had
sort
like
of
a
transitioning
very,
from doing it like that to doing it
Uh-huh.
as like an actual weekly.
yeah, and we had like such a like I think a very specific idea of what Anime Lane was to be at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That it took us a while to shake that off
Mhm.
and just be like, well, it's our show. We can
It's
do whatever the
we
fuck we
want.
want, yeah.
Yeah.
And
we
we are
had-
thriving.
Yeah, we had someone that was maybe gonna do some with you.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
also messed up, and then we were like, "Oh, but no, we need to release something every 2 weeks, but we don't have the time to record." And it was just,
And then we were
nuts.
like,
Yeah.
well, we're finishing early all the time, so let's just tack on
Yeah,
an extra
yeah.
recording, and it
Yeah.
Why not?
became really easy. And then we started doing the VTube file stuff, and it just sort of
and that's now our thing.
Not for a while now.
not for
though.
a while.
Let's hope.
We're personally putting a break on that.
Yeah.
Good.
At this point, what else would we talk about?
There's nothing been happening. That's the thing. Is like I'm glad the Watcher thing happened, and we're going to be
Mhm.
talking about that. I think that episode will probably have been out by this point.
Yeah.
But like I'm glad that happened because nothing in the VTube sphere, nothing in the anime sphere has
No.
happened for me. Like
At the
Yeah.
time of recording.
at the time we're recording,
Yeah.
I mean,
Knock
by
on
the time
wood.
this comes out,
The time of day.
like yeah, there's just not been much going on to
Mhm.
make like an episode out of.
I really hope in between us recording this and the time it comes out, nothing happens still.
Yeah.
So that we don't
Oh,
sound
yeah.
so out of date.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I could probably have brought up is like the Niji Sanji concert that cost like $150 for a ticket, and it was like
Yeah, that sounds about right.
it was nowhere near the same production value as the Hololive concerts, which
Yeah.
cost like a third of the price.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that. Well, but then again, I don't go in the Niji circle like
I
at all.
only seen it
Especially
because
now.
people were posting like photos that people had taken at
Yeah.
the concert, and it was like,
Mhm.
oh, that's rough. Also, there was like no one there.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So to not be
Yeah, not to divulge. Sorry.
to bring it back. So the next one is most nostalgic feeling.
Totoro.
Okay, no, that's
fair. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair.
I was close to picking that.
Yeah,
one.
no. Again, didn't like the movie particularly, but boy, as a kid,
Yeah.
would I eat that shit up?
Yeah.
And I can just see it now and be like, oh.
Again, we sort of mentioned it when we were talking about Howl's Moving Castle in that episode, but like it definitely is a movie. If I was a kid, I'd have that on all the time.
Oh my, yeah.
It'd be in my rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got Whisper of the Heart. That's it. Just it strikes some sort of like
Country Road.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It strikes something for me that feels nostalgic. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it.
I feel like the very dissenting voice right now because I didn't pick a Ghibli one.
No, I mean that's fair.
I actually, weirdly, it's very
Demon
specific.
City.
No, very specifically, I picked Tokyo Godfathers
I get that.
because
I-
that
Yeah. No,
that
I
felt
see
very
that.
much like a very nostalgic sort of like Christmassy movie,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
which just sort of got
yeah.
me.
We talked about it during the episode. It's the type of film you watch with your family,
Yup.
Yeah.
Christmas evening. You're just all cozy by the fire.
And it does
Yeah.
feel very like mid 2000s and like
Absolutely.
its presentation stuff. And
Yeah.
obviously, having been an actual child at that time,
Yeah.
that hits me.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely,
can
yeah.
understand that.
Like I could put that on and feel very like nostalgic for that time. Strangely enough.
It does the Christmas vibe so well without it being overpowering
Yeah.
in a way.
Hmm.
So I definitely
Yeah.
I understand that one.
Yeah.
I would even say for me, it got like a real feeling of the
Yeah, Man, I kind of want to watch it again.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
It's not even Christmas.
No, we're
That's
a ways
No,
away from
yeah.
Christmas yet.
We don't record these 6 months in advance.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
That would make it October. It's 8 months out from Christmas.
Oh fucking right. I don't want to think about that.
Guys, we totally record these like a week before they come out. Come on.
No, 2 days. Come on. They're so nice and topical.
Yeah. We're always on time.
Crying.
Just a
everyone
couple days.
noises.
Always a couple days before they come out. You're great fast editing.
I do not want to get into the conversations about the amount of times I've edited it 2 days beforehand and something's gone fucking wrong when it's
Oh my
released.
goodness.
You
Yeah.
messaged me on Friday
I felt so bad.
and I had just noticed it as well that the audio was out of sync from the video and I was like, fuck me.
I hit it and I was like, oh no, I have to tell him.
I'm
have to
glad
tell
I
him.
caught it within like the first 30 minutes of
Yeah.
it being up because I could just re-export it,
Oh,
having
yeah.
fixed the issue and re-upload it and not impact anything at all.
Yeah.
It's
My
different when I
goodness.
notice it. I've noticed it like 3 or 4 days after.
Yeah,
Like there was
too late.
one, I think it was the Bell episode. The waveform cuts out like it's a half an hour from the end or something like that.
Oh.
And I didn't notice until it was up for like a week. So there's a comment.
It's
It's like I don't know what happened, but
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
yeah.
At least,
Uh,
that's. At least it's not super egregious.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
No.
problems with the actual audio.
yeah. There's nothing I've released that's had like a bad mix. There's a couple of times I've released stuff and went, fuck, I forgot the music. the Satoshi Kon episode does not have a music bed.
It's fine.
The
Look,
EX
hey,
cut.
our conversation will carry
Yeah,
on.
it just
We're,
feels a
we're
bit.
that good.
To me, it just feels a bit naked without the music.
Yeah,
bed there now.
I'm
Oh,
used to
no, I
the
see that.
music at
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
point, yeah, but
So yeah, most dumb fun is the next one.
All of Lupin for me.
Fair.
Even
Yeah.
even if the quality is shit, you'll still get some enjoyment from like Zenigata showing up
Yeah.
or all
Yeah.
that. And Tokyo Godfathers.
come on,
on.
nice.
Okay,
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
I get that.
I also, I mean, I was gonna put Lupin here anyway, so I just,
Yeah.
I didn't even write it down, but like by default, you can just
Yeah.
assume Lupin's
Yeah.
there. But for me, I actually put Cyber City
Oh, nice. I get.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
I could see myself just putting all three on, not like, but just sort of like half brain on,
Yeah,
Good
just
job.
sort of being like, yeah,
Mhm.
fun,
Fight.
like smooth brain staring at it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
The full Doug Walker.
well, I'm the dissenting voice here. I put Burn the Witch
Oh,
Oh.
because I think like it is just stupidly fun.
Mhm.
It's not because it's missing context. because they didn't adapt like the first chapter or something like that.
We talked about
Yeah, it doesn't make sense if you aren't familiar with the manga.
Which is us too.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were just like, what
they have now adapted it.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Finally.
So I was talking to Shaun the other
Well,
day
you
or
talk about
week
it.
ago. Okay.
Sorry.
Every time.
Every single time. Yeah.
I had been talking to Shaun not long ago about how there's like a couple. We've watched like most of Studio Colorido's stuff now, and like there's only like 4, and like 2 of them are like 30 minutes each.
Oh,
One of them is the Burn the Witch thing that came out, and I totally missed that it had come out. So I was like, oh, we should cover those soon, and hopefully the Burn the Witch thing actually gives context
Yeah,
to
'cause
better understand.
I think me and Sean's biggest criticism was it just jumps, like, pushes you in, and it's like, there it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? What do you mean
yeah.
upside down world? What?
And because I had read the manga, and like when we started watching it, I didn't really notice that it hadn't adapted that. It hadn't introduced anything.
You just went in with that knowledge, being like, yeah, of course.
And so I watched it. I was like, oh yeah,
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
yeah. So I really enjoyed it. I like Teat
That's
Kubo,
fair.
and
Yeah.
Bleach is very was one of my first anime that I started watching, so it's got quite like a special place. I think his art style is great, so it was like it was dumb fun, especially because like if you've seen Bleach, like so much of it is just him doing the same thing but slightly different. Like
Nice.
what was his name? Was it Bang Joe or something like that?
We haven't seen it,
the
so
guy
I don't
with
know.
like the spiky hair or whatever. He's like kind of antagonistic to them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's one of the
Uh-huh.
13 or something.
There's too many things
Yeah.
to throw out there.
Organization 13.
I don't know. It's the guy who like they fight near the end.
This is still Burn the Witch.
Yeah, Burn the Witch.
Yeah.
He's basically just a character from Bleach, like wholesale ripped.
Oh
As
yeah.
Grim.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, he's basically just Grimjow from Bleach. So that for me, it's fun, it's dumb, it's kind of fan servicey.
Yeah.
To me as a Teat Kubo fan, so
It's funny because I feel like I'm of the complete opposite opinion that I can't remember fucking shit from Burn the Witch.
no,
and it's
that's
such a-
fair.
It's honestly such a dull part of my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how the adaptation of like the first or prologue chapter or whatever it is pans out
I
when
hope-
we watch it.
I hope watching when we watch that, it'll retroactively make Burn the
Yeah.
Witch make a lot more sense for me and like a lot more.
Yeah, don't understand adapting it like 2 years after, 4 years after,
Yeah, jeez.
because Burn the Witch came out in 2020,
Ah,
and it's just I think a couple of months ago. I think
better late than never.
hash 0.8 is the name of this. So
It is Kingdom Hearts.
Burn the Witch number 0.8, I think is what it's called.
Final mix.
Final mix. Yeah. So sorry, I was trying to drag that the fuck out until you came back.
Sorry.
Always. Yeah.
I'm not stopping the monster, but still sorry.
Most annoying MC. I put the girls from Hinigoto.
Yeah, I did
Yep.
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Just
And
like collectively.
Yeah.
Yeah, collectively don't remember the fucking names,
Yeah.
but
you don't
they're
remember
all...
18 plus?
Yeah, honestly, it was 18. It was 18 plus specifically
Yeah.
that I did
You're
put here.
right. You're right.
Because she's the one that was like the only one that was like completely fine with
Yeah.
the
problem.
the haha rape scene, as what I call it.
Yeah.
Which you know,
Shouldn't be.
because
a thing.
even at that point, the other girls were like, "This is fucked up."
Yeah.
Oh man.
They still suck, but at least at that
Yeah.
point they knew that was fucked up. Except for 18 plus, who had to be dragged away from that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, again, they're written to be the worst. I
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah,
So of course.
and they
They're
did that
fucking
well because I fucking hate them.
annoying. Yeah. No, absolutely. I think we all just agree those were the worst characters
Oh,
we've seen
yeah.
all season,
Uh-huh.
and we will never see them again.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone like bad as in like a terrible
I mean, it says
Person.
annoying.
annoying. Yeah, I don't think there was.
I think-
maybe the guy from was it Columbus Files?
Ooh.
The antagonist.
Oh, the laughing
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
The anti
He was
Lupin.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was really annoying.
Because I think for last season we named the kids from Gundam.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
did.
Because they were little shits.
I should listen
fucking
back
kid.
to the episode from last season just to get an idea of where we were going with it.
Yeah.
Like, part of me was like, with Pompo she was a bit much, but it doesn't fucking compare to Himagoto.
No,
Absolutely
no.
not. It would feel wrong to put them on the same category.
I did give an honorable mention to like Suzume. Like because she was pursuing a guy clearly not in the age range that she should be going for.
Yeah. But
And she was very insistent on that, and that
Yeah.
annoyed me. But like that's still not to the same caliber as
yeah,
18 plus.
Yeah, no. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
no.
No. So I put that as an honorable mention.
No, that's fair. Man, Suzume was this season.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Wow. I have to say, the more time on from that, like, it is a little it is quite disappointing because
Yeah.
it's like Your Name and Weathering With You have had like
They were
such
the-
a lasting impact.
Yeah, like
on me.
I will say this like right now, they were fucking goats of the
Mhm.
season for me.
Yeah.
And then Suzume, it's like I keep forgetting I've actually watched it. I keep forgetting I not only own the Japanese Blu-ray that I got when it came out, and now the collector's edition for the UK.
Wow.
Mm.
It's
It's
such-
sad.
It is such like a disappointment that
Yeah.
it's such a like
Mhm.
unimpactful.
Yeah, it's not to the same
No.
standard at all.
I can't believe it's sort of up there with like one of his other like. It's still his worst movie,
Mm.
and like I'm
Mhm.
not saying Suzume's has anywhere near his worst. It just in terms of like memorability,
Mhm.
It
it's
doesn't
up
have-
there with his worst.
Yeah.
Sorry, we were talking about annoying MCs.
I mean, that was kind of relevant because I did say there's an honorable
Yeah,
mention,
yeah.
but
So overstayed its welcome. Arcadia, My Youth.
Yeah.
yeah,
2 hours did not need to be.
I did.
No.
I did say that like counting Midnight Eye as like
Mm.
this as like one big thing.
Yeah.
The second part.
Yeah.
I should have gone back and like because I had seen Midnight Eye and Hell's
Mhm.
Moving Castle. I wrote this before watching them.
Same,
I think
yeah.
it helps for me that like I really got most of these out like when I was like just yesterday, like in between
Mm.
watching Midnight
Mhm.
Eye and Howl's Moving Castle. I don't think Howl's Moving Castle ever like popped up here, but like even after
Yeah.
watching it,
No, it
yeah, there's
doesn't.
nothing
Yeah.
here it really fits in. So, but like
But-
after Midnight Eye, I was like, okay, I think I'm just gonna put it in for Overstayed Its Welcome.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You
that's
do not
fair.
need that second
Yeah,
part.
because
No,
like
no.
Midnight Eye, it was very welcome the 1st
Mhm.
episode.
Yep.
Yes.
Or first bit. Second one, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
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 Trash.
Yeah. I think with Captain Harlock, again, we talked about it at length. It just
It's
was
soul sucking.
on.
Long,
It is
yeah.
soul sucking.
Yeah. I think possibly Suzume could be worth a mention here.
Yeah, yeah.
It is quite long.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have it like to the extent of like Captain
Mhm.
Harlock.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was definitely up, and
Oh,
that's
yeah,
I
yeah.
can understand, but
Yeah.
it's definitely lower. than that.
One thing I'll say about Arcadia My Youth, the Harlock movie, is that I have a friend who's got a near photographic memory, and I talked to them about watching Harlock
Mhm.
after I watched it before we recorded the episode, and they messaged me back like, I remember liking it, but it's very what's the word, indicative that I have a near photographic memory but don't remember any of it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's like, oh my god!
At that point, it's like an SCP of
Yeah.
memory.
I was like, that's
Like, it's just gone.
That's rough. That's fucking rough.
That's the fucking silence from Doctor Who. Like, you just look away from the movie and it all just goes.
yeah. They're like, I remember liking it, but the fact that I don't remember anything from it is not a good sign.
No.
Yeah.
When they have like a near photographic memory, that's insane.
The only thing I remember really, like, confidently from it is him crashing it at the start, really.
yeah.
And the firing squad scene.
Oh, yeah, that
I
was
remember
one.
bits of it, like them escaping the sun. I have that on here as like a mention for one of the.
Oh,
For
yeah,
some-
when
Yeah.
all, like, the people, like, the crew or whatever, lemming to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
uh.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. So most likely it'd make me check my phone. I'm
Which-
gonna. I've
Similar, I'd
Yeah.
say.
But I think in the sense that like, sure, something in overstay is welcome, but you can still be engaged with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, I've got Columbus Files, and I'm gonna now add in Midnight Eye 2.
yeah.
I think both of those, it was really hard to keep paying attention the
Yeah.
further it went on.
That's fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I see. I put Captain Harlock because that duh.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
fair,
yeah,
fair.
Duh. I did also somewhat have it with Himigoto, but more of a I don't want to pay attention to this. I don't want to retain
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
You didn't want to attentively watch
Yeah.
it.
I think the reason I didn't actually put Himigo on that is because it's very bite-sized.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because those are very short episodes,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
thankfully.
I think it's like the problem with Himigoto is that if you check your phone, you miss stuff,
Yeah.
and that probably for the best. But at the same time, when we're watching
we
it, for
have to
this,
watch
we
it.
have to
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
I was fucking struggling with Himigoto though. Like I remember
Yeah.
messaging
Yeah.
Shaun like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
It took me longer than it really should have to
Oh,
watch that.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like 2 hours, and I think it took me like 3 or 4 to fully
Yeah.
get through it.
Oh, yeah. I watched it in like blocks of. I think I watched 2 or 3 at a time.
I watched all
Took a
of them
break.
back
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, so did I.
Oh, why did I do that?
Because I wanted it done. Look, after that first episode, I was like, oh, I need to get through it all just now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I never will.
Yeah.
And I need to get through this. But for me, I did put Harlock because duh. I think we've made our points established
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if this is the dissenting voice for you, but I also put Burn the Witch. because
No, I get that.
remember-
Yeah.
Like you know, I talked about it when we were talking about most dumb fun. Is like I get you guys not liking it because they have not adapt, or at the time they hadn't adapted the first chapter, which gives you all the context. And for me, as someone who had read the manga, I went into it not realizing that right away.
Yeah.
So for me, like it's you know, like I say, very
You could
fan
get it.
service.
You
Yeah,
could
I
grasp
get
it.
Yeah. But for you guys, I totally get like it
Yeah.
not being that good.
I just very much remember trying to watch it like in my room and just like really having to struggle not to just get my phone.
Yeah,
Like I was actively like, no,
Don't
no,
do it, don't.
like actively stopping my hand.
Yeah. How did we watch that again? Because remember, there's 2 versions of the 3 episodes, and there's the movie cut.
Movie.
Did
Maybe.
we watch the movie version?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That makes more sense. Yeah.
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 I think you asked us, and we both
I did,
agreed. It's
yeah.
like movie is better.
I it was weird. Like the movie was like what came out, and then they did the 3 episodes. I think was what was put on Crunchyroll originally. So
Mm.
I don't get the point in it. But
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
is what it is.
Whatever.
So most what the fuck moment.
I have multiple of
got.
these.
Yeah.
I've got a couple. So I've got God Baby.
God
from Tokyo
Baby.
Godfathers.
Oh my god, I almost forgot.
Fuck, you're right. That baby fucking floated up in
Yeah,
the
that
air.
baby became Jesus.
Yeah, it sure did.
Just Phil started speaking to someone at one point.
Yeah.
floats
I'm now
down.
remembering that.
That whole end of Tokyo Godfathers is
Hell yeah.
unhinged.
Honestly, you mentioned that, and now I remember the opening of that movie as well. Where, like, I
Yes.
go, what in sweet Jesus is? Oh, it is. And at the end,
yeah, I've got.
what the fuck?
Then I've got Reborn as Oshi's Child from
Yeah.
Oshinoko.
Yeah,
And
that's
also, Oshi's mother dies. Oshi mother dies. Sorry,
Yeah.
not not possessive, but the actual mother.
Yeah, yeah.
is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Oshi dies.
My Gura's mom died.
Gura's mom dies. No,
My Oshi, for real, for real.
the Aqua and Ruby
Yeah.
being the children of I, and then I dying is
Honest-
like, so what the fuck? That's the
Yeah.
first episode.
I should have
Yeah.
put that down. I think I didn't because my brain was so locked into like that being the start and being used to that being like
Yeah.
the start that
Yeah.
I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really clock. But yeah, that I probably should have put that down here. But yeah, that is definitely when you're going into it, both reincarnation as baby.
yeah.
Yeah, that already is.
Because I do
something.
remember us being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
when we watched that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then her dying, that hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That went from what the fuck to oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, she was killed.
She was
didn't
killed.
just
Murdered.
die.
No, but she was murdered. Yeah. That's what makes it so what the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you
So only
guys?
she had closed that door.
Yeah.
So I have multiple, but there's like a top one
Mm.
for me, and that's the haha rape scene from Himigoto.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I had like completely like blocked it out of my mind.
Same.
I wish
So
I could.
It's unfortunately not the worst thing I've seen in anime. So like it's you know,
You're desensitized.
small beans for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amateurs. But
Oh,
nah.
I've seen some.
We don't want to talk about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Save that for like year 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, that had to take the top.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's
Like
fair.
that, what the fuck? But my honorable mentions are one, working for the Nazis in Harlock,
Fuck, you're right.
because that was such a
Yeah.
It's more of a what the fuck realization.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is still a moment.
Yeah.
It was seeing the swastika on the plane that was like, oh,
Oh,
no.
don't know.
Yeah, because you see the Iron Cross at first, and you're like,
Is it?
okay, and then you see this swastika, and you're like, oh,
Oh
God.
God, fucking
Why
damn
are
it.
Nazis
Not
such
again!
a problem in this fucking podcast?
Make it stop.
I thought you were gonna say in the world. I was like, preach.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, preach.
Yeah. Because
Like we-
I took out the longest Hitler appearance because obviously Hitler hasn't
There wasn't
actually
much.
shown up.
There wasn't really any Hitler in this
No,
season, which
not
you
in
know.
this season.
Yeah.
And then the fucking Nazis still come up. Christ almighty.
Damn it. I really hope next season they don't pop up at all. I can't do it again.
I'll make sure.
No. Melina, no. But second honorable mention, which was from Tokyo Godfathers. It
Okay.
wasn't God Baby though. Maybe it should have, but it was the random fucking car crashes.
Yeah, that did keep
Yeah.
happening.
And
which
there
I guess ties into God Baby.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess, but like
Yeah.
there wasn't really an explanation for
No.
them. They just happened
They
in
just
the
happened.
background.
God, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we though?
Because
Because that happens like throughout.
One of them
that
happens
movie.
like right at before the whole God Baby thing, where they're
Yeah.
like sitting in a like pharmacy or a cafe
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
and like just an ambulance
Yeah.
fucking takes out another car and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like, what the,
The one I was
fuck?
mainly thinking of was the first one, which happens like I want to say a third into the movie,
Mm.
where like they're just talking across the street, and then like half the screen is suddenly take up with a fucking car
You're
crash,
right.
and nobody brings any attention to it.
Yeah.
And I just remember going, what, huh?
Tokyo, am I right?
Ugh, yeah.
Sure, but as someone who's not in Tokyo, I do
I-
not understand.
I don't even think that many car crashes happen in Tokyo. I'm gonna be honest, but uh,
I mean, I live in Edinburgh where traffic's just terrible.
oh
but-
yeah.
But there's not that many crashes in
No.
Edinburgh.
No.
So it's fine.
Well,
Despite
about it.
having some pretty dangerous roads here, like there's
Mhm.
not that many crashes. There's definitely some roads where you're like, oh my god, I could see
Yeah.
I could see shit happening here, but very, very few.
That was a what the fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
But those are my three,
Mm.
really.
Well, you've mentioned some of mine, but I'll go through my mentions.
Go ahead.
Boy turns into a chair.
Yeah, okay, fair,
I
fair.
forgot that was Suzume.
Yeah, it's like in the
Again,
context of the
I've
story.
seen so much anime.
Yeah.
Small beans.
Honestly, that's small beans for me as well.
Nah, for me, I was like,
I
hell
feel
yeah.
like at this point,
Hell
it should
yeah.
also be like
No,
kind of
no,
small
because
time for you.
it's funny still.
yeah.
Mm.
Like if they turned into an object that would, let's say, has humanoid features, like a
Yeah,
teddy bear, I'd be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's not that weird.
It's just
but
a
it's a
chair.
fucking
a
chair.
chair.
It cannot emote. It can
Yeah.
only walk
Hmm.
at times. So that, and of course, Himigoto. Let's just
Mm-hmm.
all that, and then lastly, the beautiful scene from. I believe is it Captain Harlock, where the entire group of people is like,
They
well,
just
our
commit
people are dead, no more
mass
women.
suicide.
Oh yeah,
Um,
they mass suicide
They
themselves.
they
Yeah.
lemming themselves.
Yeah.
This little girl dies, so they're like,
Hmm.
well, that's the last incubator.
We cannot breed anymore.
And so they try to make it an honorable thing, but it doesn't
Yeah,
translate.
yeah.
It's just they got
think
out
it
of the
sucks.
like.
Well, we can't fuck anymore.
I think it sucks also that like it happens completely off screen and you
Yeah,
don't know about it until
yeah.
after it's happened.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Again, I mentioned this in an episode. I get what they're going for. It's just
Doesn't
done
work.
It's just
in the
not.
weirdest
Yeah.
way possible.
Yeah.
Execution's horrible.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
It was just such a what the fuck.
And you
Yeah.
are right, by the way. I think it makes it what the fuck that they do it because the 6-year-old child died.
Yeah.
And they immediately go, we cannot breed anymore.
Yeah, it's like there's so much more to life, my
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah.
You can live a
can-
full life.
You know, the Saiyans, they lose all of their species. There's just like 3 or 4 of them left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just start fucking humans. Like, they ain't that bothered.
Yeah, don't they
Yeah.
get more powerful?
Kind of. Gohan's story's weird as fuck.
Okay, let's not go into it then.
Yeah, like we're not gonna talk about like, oh, can that happen? Human, whatever they were in that universe.
Yeah.
They didn't even
Not even up for
consider
debate.
it.
Not even up for debate.
Yeah.
They're like,
Mass-
that is disgusting.
mass
That is
suicide.
bestiality to our people. How dare you
The
suggest
lesser
that?
peoples.
Uh,
I would rather die.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know why I put my phone away. We
Yeah, I was gonna say we still got
most of the list
Yeah.
most of the list. So most of what the fuck story. So I have two, and I got two different takes on this. So I've got
Give me your hot
Himigoto
Yeah.
derogatory
Very fair.
and Paprika complimentary.
Yeah.
I didn't. I refused to put Himigoto more times than like,
Yeah.
like a couple. So I just
Fair.
put Paprika here.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
And
fair.
yes, also affectionate.
Yeah.
Oshinoko.
Oh no, that's fair. I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
that.
I get that.
I get
With
that.
its whole setup, yeah.
I mean, like, it starts with the fuck, and then it, like, it. Yes, it gets more normal, but it's still fucking weird.
You've still
Yeah.
got the running thing of like him wanting to find the person that killed I. That's
Yeah.
like constantly running through.
And he's
And he's-
14.
yeah, and
Yeah,
he's 14.
14, but he has the mind of a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that overall, like again, I've started enjoying it more as the season went
Yeah.
on. But still, every now and then I was like, oh, I forgot you're a man.
As
Oh
someone
my God.
who loves that fucking series
Yeah.
to death, that is a what the fuck story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's fair.
Especially when his twin sister is the former patient he took care of, who was also a child at the time.
That
Yeah.
gets real weird in the manga later.
I don't want
I-
to know.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
I mean, season 2 is just round the corner.
Yeah, which
July.
reminds me I still need to like get on the manga.
Mm.
I said I
Season
would and then I didn't.
3, we'll cover it.
Yeah, we need to figure out how we're gonna cover
Oh,
it.
wait,
'cause
I'm
doing-
demanding we cover it.
I like the way we covered it.
I'm not losing more slots to it though.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
It
okay,
does
that's
take up
fine.
too much space.
Yeah, I do see that. Yeah.
I do like the way we covered it, but I get not
Yeah.
wanting to
Yeah.
lose space.
We'll look into it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. As
Uh,
we
will find
always
a way.
do.
So most sexualized character sans Fujiko
Yes.
because she's usually.
Always.
I've got Hime from Himigoto because there's the worst possible way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most sexualized character.
Yeah, if we're just gonna give number one spot, that's 100% going there. Yeah. Again, we watched a lot of.
I mean, every woman in Kawajiri's
I was about to
stuff
say,
is
yeah.
over sexualized.
Yeah, because that was basically what I put. Because like again, I refused to put Himigoto more
Yeah.
times because I didn't like being reminded of it. But and for recency bias, I just basically put like all the women in Midnight Eye.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but most of Kawajiri's stuff there was not great
No,
representation of
no, there
women.
wasn't.
Could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of unnecessary nudity and graphic scenes that were just not
Yeah.
needed. Women
Seriously,
just being plot
just one-
devices.
Just
Yeah.
one woman can keep her top on. Just do
Yeah.
that for me,
Just
dude.
just the one.
I think
Please.
a really weird thing about some of Kawajiri stuff is that like outside of ones that have like rape scenes or whatever in it, because that obviously terrible.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of nude females in his stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not necessarily sexualized. They're
No.
just
No.
naked
Yeah.
for no reason,
Yeah.
and,
And, like-
that's kind of
Like that's what the Peacock woman basically turned into by the end. She
Yeah.
was just naked
For the sake of it,
yeah.
because it's like at first with the bike
lady.
lady,
Yeah.
Mhm.
The scene they're in, they're like in like
a strip club or
A strip
something,
club,
and so
yeah.
you're like, okay, that's sexualized, and then you realize that that's just
How
how she looks all the time.
That's just how she acts.
And it's like, okay,
Seems impractical, but okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so you're not being sexualized. That's just you.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like it was like, okay, you are being sexualized and now it's just constant, which is
Yeah. No, that's like, yes, there's a place where it feels more accurate, like let's say a gentleman's club or
Yeah.
whatever, but this again, give her a top for the love of
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
She had this tiny, I believe, Chinese guy
Yeah.
riding on her motorcycle back.
Give her
and
a bra at least.
I
Yes.
hate this.
We need support.
We have to talk about
I
it.
know.
Yes.
It's just it sounds
It sounds bad,
worse
but
than
it's
it.
exactly
Yeah.
what it has.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is
Yes.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, they're just again. I like some of Kawajiri stuff, especially what he does with Demon City, like
Yeah,
yeah.
all that.
Narrative.
But that was just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say this without sounding.
like a creep.
As a
Perv.
guy, I can't deny that there is some appeal in it though.
Like I see the
Yeah.
appeal,
Yeah.
but I'm
It does
As-
scratch a certain part of the monkey.
Yeah, as
Of
someone
course it does.
who likes women.
yeah.
Yeah. I get it. But you know,
I
it doesn't excuse the fact that, you know, that's kind of fucking.
Yeah, from the male perspective, like some of it is, it's like, okay, I get it, but at the same time, it's like it's aged so piss poorly because we're now moving away from that male gaze.
Yeah.
But I can't deny that I'm looking at it going,
There is a part of the monkey brain that's like,
natural response to kind of go,
yeah. Like when Goku in the first one comes back to like Yoko's like place and she's in like the sheer, I was like,
that's
okay.
that was
see,
where I
that's
went.
what's meant to happen.
Yeah.
When you see Bicycle Lady coming down the stairs.
Yeah, no,
You're
that
not
to me,
looking
that's
at
weird.
that.
Like,
That
I
was the
wasn't.
moment I was like, oh, what the fuck,
Even
guys?
the first time I seen her with like the you know bicycle handles and stuff, I was like, I don't.
Well,
No, it was the Keith meme.
oh yeah, from Smosh, where he's just like, I love that meme. Just on a pure what the fuck laugh, it's like,
But yeah, we've had a lot of sexualized women this season.
Yeah.
At least
But
on the
that's-
first scene with like Biker Women, because it's in a strip club, you're like, okay, I guess that's just the theme of the night.
Yeah.
It's when she's still doing it, and like a
Uh-huh.
normal part, you're like, oh, that's just what you
That's
are.
just
Yeah.
you, girl. You go.
You
Broom,
go,
broom.
you go, but like, wear a bra.
Yeah. But then like the peacock woman is also kind of like the same. She's just
Yeah.
got underwear
Yeah.
on.
Again,
No bra.
no idea why.
But again, the first time it happens, like you can sort of get because like
Mm.
she's killing someone who's like looking into the
Yeah.
room, like so.
At first you just think it's like, okay, yeah,
It's
she's
to
just
get
had
the
a shower,
attention.
she's dropped
Yeah.
the towel to get their attention, and
But
Yeah.
when
She
they're
kills
on like the motorway,
Yeah.
and like she's still naked for
She's
some.
standing
Uh-huh.
on top of a truck,
Yeah.
naked,
Yup.
and then it's like
and
hypnosis
then
time, boys.
and then when like they're in Yoko's apartment and they've like come out the elevator,
Mhm.
like she's just standing at the front
Yeah.
door of the apartment complex, fully naked.
Give her like a suit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even if it's mechanical, whatever.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, he does kind of like scan her, and you see that they're attached like to the base of her spine
Yeah.
type thing. So maybe
Yeah,
she
yeah.
has to be for them.
Yeah, but there's still a way you,
You
can
could-
do that and
if
not.
Yeah.
superhero costumes can,
No,
handle
yeah,
no,
it.
just
yeah.
like that. Just I know it was like further down the line, but Ghost in the Shell did
Mm.
that very well. Where like the Major has like a, she looks very like
yeah,
nude, but that's part of like the invisible suit, and it's
Mhm.
not sexual
yeah,
No, yeah.
at all.
And I would even argue she's portrayed almost more masculine.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
portrayed as strong while nude.
Yeah.
While this was.
which is hot.
Don't derail the conversation, my
I'm
man.
trying to make a fucking point.
I
The point here is that it's not sexual.
Yeah,
No, I know, but like,
it's impressive. You're more
Yeah.
like, wow. Instead of, oh.
It's tasteful.
yeah,
We love tasteful nudity.
We love tasteful.
The tasteful side boob. The shadow.
None of this was tasteful in Midnight Eye.
no,
No.
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 Moving
I
on.
think we all agree
Yeah, I
on
think
Yeah.
we're done with that conversation.
Worst scene to watch. I had a rough time picking this
You have
I didn't.
because I forgot about the Himigoto one because I pushed that out of my mind.
Fair.
The Demon City stuff, it's like, yeah,
There was the one
Yeah.
instance that really pushed it. For me.
yeah.
I mean, we've talked about the rape scene in that, and that was that's the one for me.
Yeah.
Again, it's because I've seen like much worse.
Yeah,
It was hard for me to pick one out. So like I took it as the like worst as in like
quality.
quality.
Yeah,
And it's a sacrifice from Hardlock where
Yeah.
the lemmings themselves.
Yeah,
are,
yeah.
like,
just because it's disappointing.
it's so badly done.
Yeah.
But if you guys have the
I-
other ones, I totally get it.
I took this in a very different direction
Mm.
in terms of reading this, and I took it like not even in terms of like hard to watch in sense of it was just bad and
Mhm.
terrible, but
Mhm.
like actually like
Having
sort of hard to watch, but in like an affectionate way, but
Okay.
or like a good way. And I did it as what I picked was the sister dying in Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh yeah, that is actually that's
That was-
a fair way to
that
take
destroyed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like there was a part where I
Mhm.
genuinely thought I can't watch this.
it. That did
Yeah.
cross my mind
And-
to put that in there.
Mhm.
It was the, where like everything else I was like, oh, this just sucks to watch because like
Mm.
it's terrible, but like
I was
that
like, oh, yeah.
genuinely in a good, powerful way.
Yeah.
You're like, no,
I was
no,
like-
no, I don't want to see
Mhm.
this.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is art, and I hate it, but it's doing exactly what
Yeah.
it wants,
Mhm.
what it needs to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I couldn't put anything else.
It's
on
interesting
That's
how we
fair.
all interpret that.
Yeah.
It. Mm.
Because I think we all agree with like the Grave of the Fireflies. We didn't want to see that.
No.
No.
Like rape scenes, you never want to see that.
No.
Like it can be done well
Mhm.
to like further a story or impact character.
Yeah.
Like Perfect Blue, we
Perfect
talked
Blue,
about.
yeah.
Like
that's-
it's a very graphic scene. It's
Mhm.
not fun to watch, but you get what it's
But it's
trying to do.
fantastic.
because that was my
So, like, as like in
one.
the
Yeah.
film.
Yeah, that was my one last year. Was
Mhm.
the scene from Perfect Blue.
Yeah. And yeah, I just picked a very similar scene. 'Cause-
Mhm.
And because I believe I don't remember which one of the two cities it was.
I mean, we already
One
said.
of them, yeah. But it was. I remember it didn't further the plot at all.
Yeah.
It was just they
It was just
captured woman.
It was exploitive.
So they were like, "Guess I gotta do what I gotta do."
it was very
No, no, no.
exploitive.
Yeah.
So there was no point, and that was just.
No.
Is that when he beheads her?
I
What
don't
scene are we
know.
talking about? I'm
But we're talking
confused.
about one of like Demon City or Wicked City.
One of the two has a rape scene.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a rape
sorry.
scene.
I was
Yeah.
thinking. Sorry,
No,
thought
I
you were
get
talking
it.
no,
Yeah,
about-
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You think you're in
Midnight.
I
Mass.
thought we were
Midnight
talking about Midnight Eye. Sorry.
the only one that wasn't a city, but it still feels
Yeah,
like it's part of
yeah.
that city saga.
I get it. Yeah, there was a graphic.
Yeah, I remember.
No, I get
it.
that. I do get that.
I just remember it now as you were saying it. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's no reason for that to be
No.
there. It's just exploitative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, make me cry like a little bitch.
There's no context.
I
No
just put
context. Yeah.
Grave of the Fireflies.
Get no context. I was so emotionally dead at the end of that movie.
it's, it's like it's been a long time since I had a movie that really
Mhm.
just kind of pulls you in like
Mhm.
that, and then is like, you know what?
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You had a good day? Not anymore.
You
This was-
thought you were gonna have this really heartfelt brother-sister story
No.
where they come out alive at the
No.
end, all happy with a nice family.
No.
Fuck you.
This was a railgun
Fuck
to
off.
my emotional state.
yeah,
Yeah.
just devastating, harrowing.
It's
Yeah.
to this day. I'm not sure if I mentioned it at the time,
Mm.
but it is to date the only thing we have watched for this podcast that I had to, as it ended, I had to just sit there in my chair and just process it for like
Yeah.
genuinely like 20 minutes or half an hour.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because- I genuinely had like my head in my hands and everything. It hurt.
Because I think if anyone were to ever ask me, like, hey, you know, I don't like anime, like, what's the point? Like,
Mhm.
oh, it's just these cartoons.
Mm.
I would probably direct them to watch that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Not-
like anime. I don't get it. Watch this.
Yeah,
You'll
no.
feel fucking wrong.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like when you get like the certain person, which I
There
kind
are
of get,
people,
even
yeah.
like they're like, I can't watch anime because it's so fan servicey,
Yeah,
it's so
yeah.
stupid, it's
Yeah.
so sort of
It's all for kids.
well,
Yeah.
it's either for kids or degrading to women.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which yeah,
It is.
there are valid points in there. I'm not saying
Yeah.
wrong, but there is a side of anime that is beautiful and is why so
Mhm.
many people like it. I would direct them to Grave of the Fireflies to
Yeah.
show them that yeah,
100%.
Again,
it is art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warn them, like, you know, take
I
some
wouldn't.
time.
Yeah.
Depends if I like them enough.
Yeah, no, that's it. Like depending on how they've asked,
Yeah.
I might.
Yeah,
tell
if they're
them.
just a complete dick, I'm like, oh fuck you. I'm
Hey.
not engaging
yeah,
with you.
yeah.
You like wholesome sibling stories, perhaps?
You fool.
Fuck.
But like to show them that like anime has the same depth that Western animation
Yeah.
has,
Yeah.
I would show them Grave of the Fireflies.
Because even I have had like problems.
Not to
with-
say that like
Yeah.
there's like an instance.
Yeah,
of, like,
no, I'm just gonna say
I didn't
like
word that right.
yeah,
I know, but
it's more that I'd say in at least
I
the
didn't
last
mean to, like-
10
Yeah.
years, like Western animations had like no depth whatsoever.
Mhm.
yeah, because like I would say the only thing in terms of Western animation that's had any depth. Because when I say that, I'm thinking of like the classics of Western,
Yeah,
like you know,
yeah.
a Disney
Yeah.
movie or
Mhm.
like even just other stuff. But like, and only in the last 10 years, I'd say, and this is gonna sound a kind of fanboyish, but Spider-Verse
No, I get that. Yeah.
or
Same.
anything of like
Yeah.
in that caliber.
Mhm. Yeah. Sorry, we. interrupted.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, like, even before we got our like season 1, I would be someone to say like, oh, I don't connect emotionally as much
Yeah.
with, you know, animated characters. It's just, you know, we're
You
used
still
to
don't.
not as much, not
Which you mean
as
that's
much as
just like a
before.
taste
Yeah.
thing. That's fair.
Yeah. But that, I think Grave of the Fireflies really did change it a bit for me. Not that I now view everything differently.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can see it more.
Yeah, definitely.
You can understand it. More.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And just having something that was so real in a way.
Yeah.
Like,
so raw.
raw, like we spoke about it. It's like you can tell this was done with care, knowledge, and just so much passion.
Without
Yeah.
having to even know anything really about the context,
Mhm.
No.
about how it was made. You can just tell from the film who made it, why they made
Yeah.
it,
Mhm.
how they made it.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Like, what's the word, like imperatively, I don't know if that's the word, like just so much from what you can gauge from just watching it.
Yeah. I don't know the word you're looking for.
there's
No
a
idea.
there's a word I'm looking for, but like I just can't find it right now. But
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Grave of the Fireflies will come up again. for
Oh
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Favorite character. So I had a kind of hard time picking on this one.
Mm,
But I've landed on two, and it's Ai from Oshinoko
yeah.
and Shoko from Silent Voice,
Yeah.
That's yeah.
the deaf girl.
Yeah. That's
Fair
fair.
reasoning, yeah.
By default, all the Lupin mains, because obviously
Yeah.
I love those
Yeah.
characters.
I think
I feel
that's
that goes without
assumed.
saying.
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
this
so
point.
I put that as honorable,
Yeah,
but like
We all know.
Yeah.
I would say like the deaf girl from A Silent Voice is up there as
Mhm.
well, because that whole movie is like
Yeah.
really good with its characters, and it's like a strong point of that movie. But for me personally, the first person I actually thought of was the genius child actor who eats baking soda like that, Arimakana, the red girl, redhead
Oh,
girl.
Arimakana.
Kana.
Kana, yeah.
She's
fun.
great. I love her.
Yeah.
I loved her throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
I did consider putting Kana on there. But yeah, I ended
The
up landing
genius
on
child actor who could eat baking soda like that.
Wow. Impressive.
She's great. I love her.
Mhm.
Mayoshi
Yeah, no.
for real, for real.
That's fair. That's fair. I get that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, it's fair.
I agree with I.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
from
I is
Shoko.
good as well.
She's great, but again, she has one episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was sort
Yeah,
of what
it's
limited
a long
me from
one.
her.
Yeah.
but I do.
I think it's
still-
because she has a lasting impact across the
I mean,
series as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Fair, absolutely. I like Aquamarine because he got dealt the worst fucking cards.
Yeah, he is so dead inside for that
Yeah.
whole show.
Yeah.
And the dynamic of sarcastic child.
Mhm.
It's funny, but even better when you think this is like a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aqua was close for me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really thought about putting Aqua on there. Yeah, no, I get that. Totally get that.
Also, I want to say Goku from Midnight Eye is just funny as hell to me.
He's such an archetype
Yeah.
of a character.
Beefcake.
He's
Yeah.
an absolute beefcake.
But like,
And he knows it.
Yeah.
he's an archetype character of that time period.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Yep.
Pecs out, abs out, skinny tie, let's go.
He could be a
It's
JoJo
the
character in
skinny
another
tie.
life.
It's the skinny tie just draws
But
all of it
It
together.
would look funnier if it was a normal tie, so I
Yeah.
get why
Yeah.
they did
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but it doesn't mean it's less funny.
In another time, he is a JoJo character.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Looking at this right now, by the way, I want to say I forget his name, but like the director from Pompo,
Ah,
Well, the one...
the kid.
the main guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Boy.
I know I forget his name, but like I liked him as like a
Yeah,
character.
he was
and
really
really
good. He was a great character.
Honestly, because now that we talked about it, kind of reminds me of Aqua a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much I
See
liked
that.
his character from Oshinoko.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's fair. That's a good
Yeah.
shout. I can't for the life of me remember his name.
But he's a memorable character.
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
yeah.
So best story.
Oh
There's-
god, Grave of the Fireflies is there.
There's
So,
a tie
yeah,
for me
I've-
personally.
I've got three here.
Mhm.
I didn't mention Grave of the Fireflies. It's just it kind of goes without
Mhm.
saying. I think. So I've got Pompo.
Mhm.
I've got A Silent Voice, and I've got Oshinoko.
yeah.
That's my sort of like three-way tie.
I will say Oshinoko was in there as well.
Mm.
But I think my two main like tiebreakers was Grave of the Fireflies,
Yeah.
obviously, and I feel like that's definitely the higher caliber. And if I had to pick one over the other, it would be that one.
Yeah.
these
Mhm.
two. But my other one, purely personally, subjectively, A Silent Voice,
No,
Mhm.
that's fair.
because
that's
that the way that handled its characters and just showed like the high school dynamic felt very personal to
fair.
me
Yeah.
and weirdly like relatable.
Mm-hmm.
That like I couldn't not put it as best story for me
Yeah.
personally.
No, that's fair.
But on an objective sense, Grave of the Fireflies.
Mm.
Yeah, no. But that's like putting it unbeatable.
Yeah.
Like,
Like so that's an
Yeah.
actual magnum
Yeah.
opus.
Mhm.
yeah. So for me, of course that one, and I just want to see Tokyo Godfather.
No,
It's-
that's a good
It's-
shout.
It has its faults, but
Mhm.
boy, is it wholesome.
It is a
Yeah.
Watch
good
me
one.
say Himigoto here.
No!
I just like what they were trying to do overall.
Pulls out shotgun.
Fuck yeah.
I just want to talk.
I'm just gonna talk.
Best music. So again, I got a 3-way tie. This was
Oh.
tough. So Your Name and Weathering with You
Mhm.
are
Yeah.
like I'd combine them as one because they're like
Yeah.
they feel like so similar.
I only named one of them in my one, but I would combine them really as one because they're complementary movies
Yeah.
in my mind.
And then Belle as well. That has a phenomenal soundtrack.
You took my answers.
Yep.
Those are my exact same answers.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Belle was really fucking good.
Yeah.
It was only really looking back that I realized how much I fucking loved Belle.
Yeah.
That was because especially in its soundtrack, because like
Mhm.
obviously soundtrack is an important thing in that movie
Yeah.
because Belle's a singer, but like God, that movie was so good. And I didn't even realize it until I went back and went,
Yeah.
oh fuck. Oh
it,
fuck.
It was so early in the season.
yeah.
Mhm.
It ended up getting pushed to around August because of Oshinoko.
Yeah, it
But,
did
like,
take a long time to
it-
come out.
We recorded that like I think one of the first episodes we recorded.
Yeah, that was
for the
like
season.
April.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I remember when it actually did come out, we got the notification on like our bot that notifies us when
Yeah.
our episodes go out, and I was like, Belle's only just coming out now!
Yeah.
Yeah. We sometimes just have episodes that get pushed. and
Yeah,
pushed.
like
Because of
Himigoto-
circumstances,
Yeah,
really.
Himigoto ended up getting pushed by like 3 months, I think,
Yeah.
because we were kept going like, nah,
That's
Yeah.
not the
it's
time.
not the time.
No.
I think mainly it was Oshinoko, wasn't it?
That pushed it, I think.
Yeah.
Oshinoko mostly pushed.
Because we didn't want to space those out too much.
Yeah, Oshinoko pushed Belle and Lupin,
So. Mhm.
and then Himigoto was originally scheduled for like October, but then we done the Halloween.
Yeah.
Then it was scheduled for November, and it didn't sit right. Then it went to December, like right before Christmas. They were like, "Fuck
Not
that."
Christmas.
No.
And then it ended up coming out in July. We just kept moving it. We just kept
Yeah.
shuffling it because we were like, it didn't ever feel like the right
Mhm.
time for it to
Yeah.
come out.
So it took till January, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, for music, I said Belle because it was just really
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
But also Oshinoko.
Oshinoko
Had
has
yeah,
a
amazing
yeah.
music.
banging
You
soundtrack.
have, you
I
know,
still
the
listen to that.
idol groups.
Yup.
Their songs bops.
I still listen to the opening regularly.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
And I'm not
it's,
ashamed.
Like legit.
They have their
it's
work
amazing.
cut out for them in season 2.
Oh,
my
I know.
to
God,
come
do
even
they?
close for that opening.
Yeah, like the opening, I've heard it many places at this
Mhm.
point.
Yeah.
Like it's just become like, you know, the audio that trends with TikToks. People put it
Yeah.
on their cooking videos or whatever. So it's so popular. People love it. It's so good.
It goes
Yeah,
so
it
fucking
is.
hard.
It goes so hard. Yeah.
So yeah, those two definitely
Yup.
standing out there.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oshinoko's a good shout. I kind of
Yeah.
forgot about it, to be
Jerry.
fair.
It's like Attack on Titan levels of hard.
Yeah.
Specifically the first theme.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the infamous one, which I also still regularly listen to. I've never even watched that show. But I like that theme.
It's not my favorite one, but I do get it.
Yeah.
So best animation, I have a lot.
Mm.
for
You
this
go
one.
first.
So I've got Pompo.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I have just Kawajiri's style.
That's
Yeah.
fair, yeah.
I think I got a Silent Voice,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
then Belle,
Mm-hmm.
and then Burn the Witch, because I think Burn the Witch has really nice.
That was
animation.
well animated, I
Yeah.
will say.
I would have put Your Name and Weathering with You and probably Suzume in here, but like I'm gonna keep Your Name and Weathering with You for
Yeah,
Yeah. fair.
our next.
No.
Ah, I thought so. For me, there was a few that hit in my head. I tried to really limit it just to one though,
Mhm.
and that was Belle. Surprisingly,
No, I get
'Cause
that.
I loved the style. I specifically loved how it went from the very nice sort of style of,
Mhm.
like the real world, but the end like the digital world to
Yeah.
really call
Mhm.
it that animation is like so good to me.
Mm.
And I love how much it like forms the feel of that world compared to everything else in that
Yeah.
movie. I think it's really good animation.
Mm.
Having watched Howl's Moving Castle, that's possibly a contender as well.
I get that. Yeah.
And I put that as an honorable along with Pompo.
Mm.
Because specifically the editing segments
Yeah.
were so good.
I think Pompo overall is just a stunning
Yeah.
piece and does some really nice moments where like when he sees the actress girl
Hmm.
before they actually meet, and she's like
Mhm.
jumping in the
Yeah,
puddle,
yeah.
and it does that like thing where he's seeing it through like the lens of a camera, and it does
Yeah.
the like that was amazing.
Yeah.
And then obviously the editing sequence and stuff like that just looks amazing.
Looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mm.
Yeah, no, honestly, I put down 3, and that's Pompo. Just the editing sequences, the scene you mentioned where the actor's walking in the water and he puts like all this color grading and all that over it. Really beautifully well done. And Belle, agreed, same. Just the whole going back and forth between digital and real life, and not having it contrast like in a way where it takes you out of it.
Yeah, it still fits
It's-
very
yeah.
well because they're very different styles between the real world and the digital world, but it still feels like they fit in the same movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, I put Grave of the Fireflies, but just because it's so simple.
Yeah.
It's
And
very grounded.
Yeah,
It's very much using its style to like its full potential.
exactly. Like they could have chosen to make it very colorful.
Yeah.
They didn't. They were like
No.
muted tones, and it's just to me a very good example of like using color palette and all that to really
Yeah, because
build up your story.
there's a
more.
lot of grays and there's a lot of like browns, but there's also there's like a yellow umbrella or something.
And there's the
Ah.
tin that's like
yeah,
colored
yeah.
and-
There's those good uses of just like
Yeah.
bright colors that are perfectly placed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's really good.
And those are my 3 for best animation.
Nice.
Very nice.
So here it is, the final
The
category.
final-
The goat.
The
Best picture.
best film. The
What
one
we're
you-
all here for.
The one you've all been waiting for.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Let's get ready to rumble. I've got A Silent Voice,
That's fair.
Your
Very
Name, and Weathering with You.
Yeah.
I had to put Grave of the Fireflies.
That's fair.
I had to. Put
I
Grave of
feel
the
like if I put
Fireflies.
Grave of the Fireflies, I couldn't put anything else
Yeah.
with it.
I
I
like
put-
that you didn't because
Yeah.
I feel like those ones you named deserve that spot.
Mhm.
there
I
as
did
well.
put honorable mentions here.
Yeah.
Go.
So my honorable mentions are Silent Voice, Your Name, and Weathering with You.
Yep, there we go.
They're all goats.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
I, even now, it's hard for me to find real flaws with them.
Mm.
Like looking back,
Mhm.
same with Grave of the Fireflies. They're all practically perfect movies. for me.
Yeah.
so
Wow.
good.
I put Grave of the Fireflies.
That's I mean, like I
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
that.
'Cause
So
there's very few movies that are very highly.
Mhm.
Like, if you look at my IMDb, I think I have like 5 movies that I've rated 9, and that's as
You
high as I
actually
go.
rate films on IMDb?
we've talked about this.
What?
Yes, I do.
I don't think I was there.
Oh,
Maybe I don't know. So, and
I know
it
we
is one
talked
of
about
my
it at least.
9s because
Okay.
and you know it stands on between so many weird and other
Mhm.
things, but it's
Couldn't use Letterboxd.
no. No,
Who
I'm
uses
not-
Letterboxd?
Who the fuck uses Letterboxd?
A lot of people use Letterboxd.
Yeah, people that want to appear cooler than they are.
Yeah.
I'm not
Says
getting
you who's
into-
rating movies on fucking IMDb.
It's just so I have a catalog.
I'm just making fun
Right.
of people.
But yeah, I think that as a film should be in the must-watch list.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if it is. You know, when you see those posters where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
50 must-watch films, and it's like, you know, Pulp Fiction, Citizen Kane. This should be on there.
Yeah.
I know like the term like masterpiece is thrown around
Mhm.
like a lot, but that genuinely
No,
is
that
is-
a pure
yeah.
masterpiece. You
Yeah.
have to watch it at some point in your life.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Like it's up there
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
with like Schindler's List, I'd say.
Yeah,
Like, stuff
Yes.
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a category of like war movies, so to speak, that capture something about humanity
Mm.
that just you have to see them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Grave of the Fireflies, you've got Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan,
Mm.
and there's more. Like if I actually took time to
So
think
Yeah,
about it.
if we actually sat down and
Yeah.
really
If
like,
this
tried
was
to
a
think-
cogent thought that I didn't just pluck
yeah,
out of
but
the ether.
Yeah.
we're in the middle of our anime podcast
Yeah.
right now.
Mm-hmm. Because it's a child-focused film,
Mhm.
you know, about a brother and his younger sister, and I think that's a perspective we don't see.
It's a
A
side
lot
of
in
war that's
war.
not really focused on because
Yeah.
we're usually about either like the soldiers, and if
Mhm.
we're getting a civilian view, it's either of like an adult
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it's like a side scene to a soldier
Yeah.
story.
I think the closest we have to this is the boy in striped pajamas.
Yeah.
But even that, it wouldn't hit as hard. Like I've seen it, and it's still makes me
It's
emotional wreck.
Fucking rough.
But this is so different because it showcases because Boy Striped Pajamas. You know, he was the son of a concentration camp officer or whatever, and this was truly us watching children lose their family and then just being on their own. And they're stuck, and like they're making, you know, the most of what they have, but the brother knows he can't do it, and
pulls no fucking punches.
No, I think
start to finish
most,
raw.
None of us have lived through it, but I would say it's the most realistic portrayal of like the desperation of children, because they don't know what they're doing. They're just trying.
Yeah,
and it's the best they can do.
What else
Fuck
can
adults.
they do? Yeah.
A sort of weird note to end on, but have you seen Schindler's List?
No, I have not seen Schindler's
You need to
List.
see Schindler's List. Have you seen it?
I've had it on 4K. I need to.
It is rough.
That's
it is an incredibly
honestly
rough movie.
why I haven't yet.
Same.
It is.
I will.
You need
because I know
it's
a required viewing.
Yeah, it's a must watch. It is honestly one of the best films I've ever seen. Because just getting to the end where it's like it is a positive outcome.
Yeah, because he does save, but like I obviously I know the ending. Because I mean it is history. But you have talked about me, where it's just like if I could have just gotten this, I could have saved someone else. I could have saved someone with this, and it's just I can already imagine that destroying me.
It's like someone who did so much good
feels they didn't do enough.
That just just got me, man.
It's such a like human emotion. Just feeling helpless.
He saved 1,100 people.
And he didn't think it was
and
enough.
he didn't think it was enough.
No.
Oh my god. Yeah, and Liam Neeson's performance, man.
Yeah, I mean that's his star role.
Yeah.
And he's been in a lot of stuff, but that is his perfect role.
Yeah. Ben Kingsley as well, and that is phenomenal too. He's obviously the I forget his name, but he's like the person who helps Schindler. Yeah, and I mean the end of the movie is like
I have seen the epilogue,
Yeah, the epilogue where like it's all the people.
that one's so good. It actually got shown to me in like my like history class. Like as an important thing.
Yeah. I'm actually struggling to talk about it. It's so powerful.
To give you an idea, if you somehow don't know, I'll just jump in. If I remember right, it's like
it's all the people,
all the surviving members, or as many
alive.
surviving members of the families he helped.
That go and visit his grave.
Go and visit his grave.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, and like very respectful, like end note and Christ.
Jesus Christ. I don't want to talk about this. This is fun.
This is still anime.
Sorry,
lane.
it's just talking about Grave of the Fireflies and like the way it it's Schindler's List is similar, you know.
Yeah, there's just some films that are required viewing.
Yes,
absolutely. Grave of the Fireflies is absolutely one of them.
Yes.
Ghibli's best, and it's not even Miyazaki.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Ghibli's best.
Yup.
If anyone ever fucking told me, he's like, I think Howl's Moving Castle is the best Ghibli ever made.
No!
Shut the fuck
No!
There are people who say that, but it's probably because they've only seen the Miyazaki ones.
Or they don't think the Grave of the Fireflies is Ghibli.
Yeah. Or there's possibly that too.
Which I don't even like, not even in like a malicious sense, like, oh, that doesn't count, more in the sense that it doesn't fit what
their perception of
the
Ghibli
brand
is.
of Ghibli.
We'll bring it back to lighter tones.
Yeah. I mean, best film, it has to be something like
100%,
that.
Yeah. This
Wait,
has been
year.
season 2.
Yeah.
Another year. This is insane.
Goodness. How we've grown.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, thinking back on, like, season 1 and even some of season 2, it's like, there's been so much change in how we approach stuff and how we, the decision that we came to close down Napcast and come over Anime Lane, like, we couldn't have done that in year 1.
No.
We could.
We weren't ready.
We weren't there yet.
And I don't think it could have been done without me having some sense of ego around why we were moving Anime Lane.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like we kind of all see it as we don't need to change the content, but it makes more sense.
This is just
analytically
simpler.
and logistically, it just makes sense. And for us, it's easier.
Yes. This really does feel like the year we've like actually found our structure.
Yeah, I feel
flow.
like we've got good at this.
Yeah. We have the experience now.
Yeah, just even like if we go back to like the first few episodes of either podcast, the way we talk about stuff is so different now.
Yeah. We're very much more, I'd say. We've grown in a way where we're really good at talking about how we feel about certain aspects. And I think the first episodes of especially Anime Lane, we were more just describing what we watched.
The thing I'll give though is that the Ghost in the Shell is still like up there.
Yeah, that's still a good conversation.
Everything else up until some point, I don't even know when it changed, but we would just like go through the movie from start to finish,
I think,
almost just describing stuff.
I think it was just sort of a gradual thing when we moved from talking just about the movie to like what our experience was and how we watched it and what we got from it.
Because I think that's also just, I think it's best when you watch those episodes or listen to them. It's best if you've seen them, because then you're kind of enjoying and talking about it with us instead of us being like, okay, so this happens, then this happens, and that was nice, and then that happens, you know, it was cool. Like, no, it's fun for us to be like, we've all seen it, let's talk about it.
We just come in more like assuming like whoever's listening has seen these movies.
Yeah, because like we used to go like, oh, you know, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's like we're just kind of assuming at this point now, if you're listening to this, you've probably seen it.
Yeah.
If you haven't, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah,
like,
it's fine if you want.
Yeah,
like,
we appreciate you listening to our conversation.
100%. And like, because I, as someone who kind of sometimes doesn't care about spoilers, is like sometimes those will sell me to watch something.
And there are times where like the personality of the people of whoever's talking about something, because like very recently, this is quite a pull, but I listened to Some Call Me Johnny's review of well, not just the games, but like the Sonic movie.
Oh, okay.
I've not seen any of those movies yet, but like the way he talks about it, like I didn't feel like I really missed anything like as he talked.
No, you haven't.
No,
I've not seen the second one. I've seen the first one, and it's fine.
I hear the second one's better.
I just because of how fine the first one was. I didn't feel compelled.
I don't feel a pull to watch those movies as I don't want to say Sonic fan, but like as a Sonic person, like that feels a bit too much like live action cartoon hybrid kids movie for me. And like
I think for me it's like,
getting better now because like the third one's gonna have fucking Shadow. I'm hyped for that. But
I'm behind Keanu being Shadow.
Yeah.
What bugged me was that they went out of their way to bring in Tails' actual voice actor.
Yeah.
And then cast Idris Elba as Knuckles. And to me, it never quite fit.
I think having the perspective of the I'll just say Sonic fan,
Sink the He-Who.
But I think it's more the fact of like I can't imagine really anyone else as Tails and like a voice, whereas I can see Idris Elba as like Knuckles.
See, I've heard him as Knuckles and it just didn't really click. So
I think it could click with me, And I will say the person who does Sonic in the movies is really good.
Oh yeah, no, I like
It helps that he's an actual voice actor.
He was in Parks and Rec.
Oh.
He's Aziz Ansari's friend.
Ah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, the one with the sister who's in Zootropolis.
Oh, Ben something.
Yeah, it's Ben something.
Ben something. He's good. I really like him as Sonic.
The only thing I knew about him previously from that was DuckTales. Which is a good show. It is a good show.
But yeah, anyway, it's a good season.
Yeah, that was a good season. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to claw it back to.
Sorry, we derailed.
Like, if you know, through us have wanted to watch something, that's great. Because you know, I think many things we've watched, we will say like, oh, you know, you heard us talk about Oceanoka, but experience it for yourself. Even though we've spoiled it, it doesn't matter. You're still get the same enjoyment.
Yeah.
Fucking Grave of the Fireflies. We could never do justice
to
the emotional gut punch.
We could talk for hours on it and it wouldn't be the same.
No. And so I think even if you haven't seen the things we discussed, you might want to give it a go, and that's always great. And then you come back and you listen again and give us more.
I especially for stuff like Lupin, you gotta watch them and then listen to us. Because when we start talking about the fucking Brazilian football team planting bombs around a building, no context is going to get you for that unless you watch it.
I think the one thing I can improve going into season 3 is possibly just putting links to the things we're watching in the description. In some capacity. whether it's like a
And what-
Netflix
yeah.
link or an Amazon link or something.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I always do mention, who released it
Yeah.
and what territories it's available in, but like
Getting an actual link.
getting an actual link,
Mhm.
and also if we do an Amazon link, I can make an affiliate link, and we can get a little kickback off of that. So
But that's besides the point.
that's
Yeah.
besides the point.
For you, dear listener.
Yeah. I mean, I do need to disclose if it is an affiliate link. So,
Okay, that's
but
that
yeah,
makes sense.
going into season 3 is gonna be fun.
It is
We
gonna be
very
currently
exciting.
still haven't really broached how we're gonna do season 3. We just know we're doing weekly episodes,
Mhm.
but we know that also comes with like restructuring a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we haven't talked about that yet. We keep
We'll
leaving
figure it
that.
out, we'll
We keep
figure it
leaving that for
out.
future
Yeah.
selves.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, my whole
Quitting.
life has been falling apart for years, so
I am knocking on wood right now.
So yeah, there is stuff to look forward to in season 3.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think like we are kind of intent on clearing our backlog that we sort of
Yeah.
accidentally set up for ourselves.
Yeah, because we had, to give you like a behind the scenes thing, we had a completely different second half of the season
Yeah.
planned.
Yeah.
Our whole season was based around the idea of covering Ghibli.
Yeah.
And covering
Which we like half did.
yeah, covering a couple of more TV shows.
Mhm.
And it just sort of, I guess, partly goes into where I was.
Yeah,
of,
life
like,
did get in the way of
Yeah.
that. But
obviously Melina's still doing university, so TV shows
Hey.
kind of like it got a bit
Yeah.
complicated where
Yeah.
like
timing wise.
Yeah,
it
we
just
couldn't-
wasn't feasible.
we couldn't ever really plan far enough ahead
Mhm.
to mean that we could cover the stuff we wanted to cover. So fucking fingers crossed
Yeah, let's
that we
hope
get
and
to
pray.
covering the stuff that's on our list
Yeah.
next season. You
'Cause
can
I-
expect Lupin, the one called Fujiko
That's what I'm looking forward
Yes.
to.
You can expect Evangelion.
Yeah.
And obviously the follow-up end of Evangelion. You can expect more Ghibli because we still got, I think, 2 or 3.
Yeah, we've got a
on
few
the
left.
Quite a few
backlog.
left,
Yeah,
yeah.
we got some of my favorite Miyazaki ones on there, so
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oshinoko when it comes
Oshinoko
out.
yeah,
season
season
2.
two, can't wait.
Yup. That might not come out until the season's done. I think that's maybe the best way to tackle
Yeah.
it.
Maybe. We'll see.
when,
but
when
we'll
we've
see.
when we've watched it in full.
Yeah. I think maybe we'll experiment. We'll see if we can maybe do something where like we watch the episodes every week and then we talk about them
Mhm.
and record it or
Yeah.
Discord or something.
We'll figure something
Yeah,
out.
We'll
I
find a
think
way.
you can expect like more experimentation this
Yeah.
season. We've
Especially because we've now streamlined it into one show.
yeah, we've
Yeah.
banded around the idea of doing like a couple of extra things.
Yeah, a little, like, maybe sub-series.
Which I want to bring up mainly because the expectation.
The return of Boys Club.
The
Get out of here.
the only reason I bring it up is the I want the expectation to be different. Of like I do want to say we are going to record those over Discord,
Yeah.
and so they're not. They may sound a little different to what we
Yeah.
do here because I think we've got like an incredibly professional setup
Yes.
Oh,
for
yeah,
where
yeah.
we are as a podcast.
Absolutely.
Like, this feels professional, right?
Yeah.
Here. We're doing this in like a cozy home, obviously,
Mhm.
but like, and it's not a studio, but this
What?
feels very nice.
Studio
it's-
space.
I'm sorry, I have to leak this.
No.
But this still feels very professional.
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, season 3's
Be
gonna
prepared.
be fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got the first
Yeah.
half kind of locked in.
I'm actually excited, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Not to say I wasn't excited last year,
Mm.
but this year I am really excited to see
Yeah.
what we're going to cover.
I'm gonna fight for more Gundam, man.
Oh fuck. You could do that on the Only Boys Club.
No, you've got to see more
No,
of it.
look, you started the Gundam
Yeah.
journey with us. You
I-
are coming with us.
At some point, I'll say it's fair if you want to tap out, but it changes significantly
You know,
after.
I'll give it a
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you have either seeing at least Zeta is probably like because from there is when
If you want to tap out after that, it's fine.
yeah, that's absolutely fair. But it does change drastically
Mhm.
from the first
Yeah.
season, so I'm not letting you get away with it yet.
And you're not escaping Eva
Yeah.
either.
No.
Oh, be prepared.
I think you'll have
Yeah.
an interesting time with Eva. That'll
From
be
what I hear about Eva and like what it actually is about,
Mhm.
really, I think that'll be more up your alley.
yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, season 3 is gonna be fucking fun. We are whoa, you're at almost 90 minutes.
Hey,
Uh,
it's the
it's
finale.
the end of the season.
Be prepared for different types of content.
Yeah.
You're gonna get.
Expect more potties.
Expect potties.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god.
Season 3 with extra
Oh,
potties. Let's go.
More
So
potties.
next week's episode is going to be us reading some Reddit stories.
Perfect intro.
Just a
Nice.
immediately kind of setting the tone that things
Yeah.
are going to be a little different.
Not
Little
expect
super
super
some-
strictly anime
No,
focused,
no,
even though it's in the
um,
name.
We've experimented with not talking so heavily about
Yeah.
anime before,
Yeah.
so you know
Yeah.
it's our way
There
of
is a little bit of a precedence.
yeah.
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 So that's going to be the first episode, so you can expect some a little different. But then after that, I will say at least one thing we're going to cover is Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence. That's absolutely we've
Definitely.
agreed
Yes.
it's going to be the first thing that we cover for season 2 because season 3 because we've been to do it since
Yes.
we
Yeah.
covered Ghost in the Shell
Since
back.
And that was
episode
2 years
one.
ago.
Episode 1 2 years ago. So yeah, that's definitely going to be one of the first things we cover. So yeah,
Be prepared. Be
yeah,
ready.
yeah.
Prepared.
We'll see you guys next week.
I'm so
Oh,
excited.
good.
It's season 3.
Wow.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.